In this video, we'll discuss the various ways Timeflow objects may update over time. Every object and behavior in Timeflow has an update settings section, including Timeflow itself. Update settings may be set on a per object or behavior basis, or applied to Timeflow to affect all objects within it. As an example, we can use force frame rate to only update on specific frame intervals. This can be used to create stop motion style animation, or simply to enforce a maximum frame rate. A specific time interval may also be entered with a similar effect, though based on seconds instead of frames. Next, we have the Update After option, which should only be used on objects and behaviors. Normally, Timeflow processes objects in hierarchical order and channels in the order they are listed in the view. However, using Update After can ensure that the object or behavior only updates after another, creating a specific order of execution. This may be needed anytime a channel bases its value on the output from another channel or object. Note, however, that this isn't an issue when using channel links and is already resolved internally. The last update mode is Explicit. When this option is selected, the object or behavior only updates when manually refreshed or updated by a script. This can be useful anytime you wish to take direct control over the object updates. The second drop-down menu sets when the object or behavior updates based on Unity's built-in system. The standard mode, of course, is simply Update, and this should be used 99% of the time. Late Update can be used for any objects or behaviors which perform calculations at the end of the frame after everything else is updated. This can be used for behaviors such as Auto Rotate and Auto Bank, which base their motion on the object's transform. Using Late Update ensures that the object motion has already been calculated beforehand. However, this setting should only be used for select objects or behaviors as needed. And finally, we have Fixed Update, which is recommended for any objects or behaviors using physics. This is based on fixed time step value set in project settings under time. Whenever animating with physics, it's best to use Fixed Update to ensure optimal performance. On the following row, we have the current time display, showing the local time of the object or behavior. Time offset may be used to shift the local time of an object relative to its parent. If drag time offset is enabled, the offset can be set by dragging the object's track section in the Timeflow view. Please see the video on time offsets for further information on using these features. The parent object is for display purposes only and cannot be directly changed. At any point, you may press the button to restore default update settings, if you've made changes you wish to clear. Another important topic to cover related to update timing is found in the Timeflow preferences. From the main menu, select Edit, Preferences, and then select Timeflow. At the top, there are additional settings that can affect time globally. When the time mode is set to frame, it calculates the time tolerance from the frame rate set in Timeflow. This defines the time interval in seconds it takes for one frame, or alternatively, a specific fixed value may be entered by selecting float mode. If strict tolerance is enabled, Timeflow only updates on integral frame times. Since the GPU may render at a variable frame rate, this ensures that Timeflow animations don't render extra in between frames, and only render integral frame times. This is not very noticeable at runtime, however, when rendering to disk, it is important to use the strict mode if you want frame-by-frame accuracy throughout the whole scene. These features could also be used to force a frame rate on all Timeflow animations in the project. Please note that the Timeflow preferences are saved as a scriptable object, which is included in builds, so these settings are not only for the editor, but also affect the final runtime. For more information, please refer to the links in the video description below. Next up, we'll talk about special commands when working with game objects.